political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
I think they were boyfriends, you know. I think, my honest opinion, I think Kirk was in love with Puff to a certain degree. And Puff was using him. And Kirk was giving up the boogina to him.
Not the boogina. We are live. We are live. Wait, run that back.
Political theater or progress?
Take your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
I think they were boyfriends, you know. I think, my honest opinion, I think Kirk was in love with Puff to a certain degree. And Puff was using him. And Kirk was giving up the boogina to him.
I'm sorry. Listen, Art of Dialogue was number 5 on my YouTube podcast list. They're so messy. Gene Deal, for those who don't know, that is the man in the video. Gene Deal was Sean Combs' bodyguard for many, many years. And so he, over, last couple of years, he's often talked a lot about Diddy stuff because he has some insider knowledge. Now, do I believe everything that he says? No. But do I believe most of it? Yes. But yes, we will be discussing the Diddy documentary today. But while I'm here, I just want to bring in one of our friends, Dr. Hall. Dr. Hall, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
Pretty good. It's been a day, but I survived. Still I rise.
Still you rise.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. No, we're going.
We're going?
We're gonna need it. We need it today.
It's after 6 o'clock somewhere.
It's after 6 where we are.
Great.
What is you're in Cincinnati, right? What Cincinnati is Eastern time, right?
Yes, we're Eastern Standard Time.
Right. So it's 7 o'clock. What are you talking about? It's after 6 somewhere. It's after 6 right now, Dr. Hall.
Right. We agree on that.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much. I see you all in the chat. Let us know where you are checking in from. Let us know if it's your first time. Let us know if you're an OG. Please do me a favor and hit that like button. Hit that like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Definitely share this on Threads. Let people know that we are live so more people can join us and watch this very, very packed show today. Dr. Hall, have you read the docket?
I've reviewed the docket briefly. I've skimmed the docket. It's a pretty
docket. He shows up every show.
I just show up and look handsome. Yep.
Unprepared for what we're going to discuss, but that's okay.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How your therapist? How's it going? Around this time of year, folks in their feelings. How's it going with Black men's mental health? That's your area of expertise. How's it going?
Black men's mental health is in an interesting place. A lot of lonely men, a lot of men struggling with the holidays, a lot of 2026 anxiety, a lot of job anxiety. So, we're just trying to get through the holidays as best we can. And I keep telling people to leave the future for the future. You will figure it out. Trust yourself. So.
And people pay for that? No.
I mean, it's deeper than that. But if I'm breaking it down to a soundbite,
No, I'm joking. I know you are doing some amazing work over there. Shout out to all the black male therapists in the United States. Ain't a whole lot of y'all, but
no, so few.
So few. But shout out to those of you that are picking up the mantle and doing this really, really important work. We have so many brothers. I see them online all the time talking about, I don't know, where to go. There's nobody out there to talk to because I know it's so few of you. But, this is why we encourage, brothers to go get that education, go study, go do these things. We need that. We need more black male therapists. We need more black male therapists. Dr. Hall, what does a brother need to do to become a therapist like you? What did you have to do?
Well, you got to go to undergrad, to college, at ideally a reputable undergraduate program. Then
niggas say they don't want to go to college. They say that the college don't pan out.
I guess
they talk about we got to go learn a trade.
You can become a life coach if you just want to talk to people, but if you want to be certified, and I mean, there's a lot of people out there. They get a certification too somewhere from something that ain't necessarily accredited. But you got to go to an accredited program and do some post.
So not Walden University.
I'm not going to name names, but I went to a research one, as we described in the previous show. You get yourself a PhD, and then you pass some tests, and then you
Dr. Wall, what's a PhD? Niggas don't know what a PhD is.
Oh, a doctorate. Is it honestly to go to college? You gotta have a balance of testosterone. A lot of the heavy testosterone dudes don't make it through the college experience. It might be a little Born Raven. It might be a little.
Coming thinking about my background, coming from New York City and getting a PhD in psychology is not the only way that you can actually help people, right? No. Other ways. I got an MSW, and my MSW focused on organizational leadership and management. I also got licensed, and so I also was able. Like I learned all the clinical stuff, and I did all of that stuff, and I literally had people on my couch just filling out their life. So there's different pathways able to provide that support. However, we need more black doctors, black male doctors as psychologists. We need you all to reach that highest level.
Yes,
what's possible. And folks, if you want to go to sankofasummerschool.com, because somebody put that in the chat. Dr. Hall did a really great workshop this last summer on Black men's mental health. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out. That was the thing. So we're gonna hop right into it because we don't always get you for a long time, but we want to get through some things. There's a lot going on in the world. So I want to start. Let's see. I want to start. Let's do a full Necky update.
Oh, let's check on full Necky.
Yes.
Full Necky.
So
she's
not half Necky.
We're still in her 15 minutes. We're still in her 15-minute window.
She's still a thing, and I don't get it. But let's watch this, guys. Let's watch this. Hold on.
If you can't, do your job right in any setting, you get fired. So I think it's, justified. I never meant to offend that TA or offend transgender people and make them think that, that they're demonic or that they're not loved by God, because that's not true. My message today would just be that I didn't mean anything I said offensively, or I didn't mean any harm by it, and I definitely don't agree with people online saying mean things about that TA. That was never my intention, and I would just say that God loves him, and God, has a purpose for his life. I think there's a lot of misinformation being spread online about what happened, so I hope to, clear the air and just encourage other believers to be strong in their faith.
Dr. Hall, I'm gonna let you weigh in because you have shared with us that you were a preacher's kid.
Yes.
So can you give us a little perspective, a little insight into this whole believers thing? I'm not asking you to speak on behalf of all the Christians. Everybody know I'm not a Christian.
I couldn't speak on behalf of all
couldn't
the
possibly.
Yes.
But kind of like what the hell is going on?
Well, I mean, we're kind of in this Christo-fascist nation right now where, the Bible has been used as a cudgel against a good number of people and as a wedge to get a group of people on one side of all these issues. And one of them is transgender rights and Unfortunately, while I will say that spirituality is a strong resiliency when it comes to surviving the ills of life, right now, there are a group of people who are really using it against the nation by saying, this thing that makes you uncomfortable, this transgender thing, you should be hostile to it. You should be angry at it, and you should stamp it out, root it out, as opposed to, the God that I learned about growing up, who was a person of love, who was a person of faith, who hung out with likely gays and prostitutes and transgender people, because he hung out with what was considered the dregs of society. So while his message has been changed over the centuries to be one of nationalism and power, in reality, he was hanging out in the places where the people were, and that was one of the reasons they used his words against him. So Fulnecki is just using her idea of what she's been taught, the limited view of what she's been taught around Christianity and God, to justify bigotry and meanness, cruelty to a person who showed up to do their job, to teach her about psychology, unfortunately. And rather than embrace or be open-minded to that, she has done what many do when they are of faith and of that type of expression of faith. Rather than be open-minded and learn, she has chosen to limit her view and by proxy seek to destroy, which is totally not what that Jesus dude did. So, a lot could be taken away.
I mean, we don't know what Jesus did because we wasn't there. But one thing that the book
wrote it down 300 years later, so I mean, we'll assume that they were coming from. There was no spectators,
60 generations later. But anyway, So one thing that the book does say that I always thought was interesting, and I think that plays out pretty much. Jesus was like, "Y'all the ones saying I'm this thing. I never said I was this." And that's all that always stuck with me as a young person in the church, was that Jesus is saying, y'all putting this on me. I'm not saying this thing. I'm just walking around hanging out with my homies and telling y'all about what's good.
To be better.
I'm telling you to be better people. Y'all are one saying I'm the God and the Lord and all these things. And he's like, I'm actually just out here just feeding people with fish.
Right. Fishers of men.
Waking people from the dead. I'm a parlor trick. I'm not, I'm P.T. Barnum. I don't know what you guys are trying to say that I'm the Lord. How easily persuaded you gullible bastards are.
Right.
I do a few tricks and you guys say that I'm the Lord. Okay. Anyway, watch Book of Clarence. All right, so that's one. I just thought that, we got to give the full necky.
Yes.
We don't want to half necky.
Yes. And a few instructors have been removed because they've, quietly encouraged their students to protest and to continue protesting for academic integrity. So, OU's just losing instructors left and right. For
and we're talking about Oklahoma State, right?
Yes.
We're talking about Oklahoma
University.
Oklahoma University, right? Oklahoma University, not state.
Yes.
And we're talking about Oklahoma, which is the state that's number 50 in education.
I mean, they're on the board.
Degree don't mean nothing anyway.
On the board at the bottom, they're on the board.
A degree
somebody. If you're not first, you're last. Somebody's got to be last.
Mean anything. But anyway, so we're gonna keep going. And related to this, so many of you saw that there was this Black woman who made the headlines because she was at the gym or something, and she made a whole big stink about a quote man in the woman's locker room, right? There's no proof that there was ever a trans woman. She was talking about trans women. There's no proof that there was like a trans woman there. There's no proof that it was a man there. She just started making a whole big deal about things. So she's enjoying her 15 minutes of Republican fame, and they're pulling her in and kind of using her because what the Republicans like to do is, because they know that they are super white, super white, party.
Whitest white.
Literally the whitest. I mean, the last time I heard, they said there was something like there was 1 million registered Black Republicans. And if you think of, out of the 70 some odd million that voted for Trump, come on, 1 million is nothing, right? But anyway, she's become their darling, because one thing that the GOP loves to do is point to a Black person and say, see, they say it too. They say it too. And it's not just us. We're not racist. They say it too.
Love a good
So I
token.
want to show you all this this clip because oh my gosh. Her name is Tish Hyman. Yeah, that's a funny name.
Anger and energy drainers, lame complainers, drama makers, don't entertain them. Keep it real, I'm real, we gon' vibe in it. If there's love in your energy, I feel it. Virtue, reality, do we live in Oculus? Opportunist, optimist, oh no. Danger, danger.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Reason why I'm sharing. Danger. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you all, right? I want you to all look at this woman. Now, I'm gonna take a drink. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, drink.
Wait, I actually got to go back because why did I just lose it really quickly? Hold on. Oh no, not you. Okay, here we go. So we are looking at a dark-skinned, muscular Black woman, right? She's got cornrows or what have you. We heard her. She's got a deep voice, right? She said on Threads that she has been misgendered, right? And that she is wrong, right? She's on this thing. And if we look at what the Facebook thing said, her thing said, men and women's intimate spaces is dangerous. We can't take it lying down. Get up and fight. We got to show the lawmakers and the people are still in control. Are you with me? Hit them links in my bio. I need your support to keep going. Also, I made an animated video available only on blah, blah, blah. Go watch it and tell me what you think. Hashtag protect women. Hashtag unite in truth. Bad vibes out now produced by me. Okay. Now, here's the thing, Dr. Hall. Tish Hyman could have had a career. Okay. Back in the day, now she's written for a lot of people. She's not like, people know her in the industry. She had her own projects. It went double wood, but she's written for people, right?
Two of the Woods.
She has collaborated with Diddy. A lot, if you want to be in the industry, a lot of people at the time, a lot of people. She's from the Bronx. She's not like, she's a few years younger than us, but very from the Bronx. Hard body. Like, listen, I'm from the Bronx too. If I was a little bit darker, I sound like I would be just like her. I'm not that muscular. I got tits and ass or whatever, but from the Bronx, we are. She got a strong jaw. I would have a strong jaw if I lost some goddamn weight. I'm 6 feet tall. I've been misgendered. I know what that's like. And way back in the day when I was, before I was enlightened, I used to take offense to it too. I'd be like, I'm not no trans, whatever. But you grow, you learn and you grow, right? I write about it in the book. Go read my damn book. So she started this whole thing. And so she's been making her way around all the right-wing circuits and has been talking about she's become one of their darlings, right?
They love a good Black person.
But I also just wanted to share something else with you all. Hold on. Did I have that open? Because I just wanted to share something that she produced. And I just want everybody to know, like, she's really talented, Dr. Hall. And I want to make sure that everybody can see, I want them to know, hey, let's go with it. Here we go. Let's go.
The hood.
You're calling this talent.
This is talent.
Look at his truck, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think he's the man on these streets? Got all the cars and the girls, the nigga has everything. Look at his chain, covered in gold. He's got 3 kids and they're all 3 years old. Living around here, you think, shit. He's got everything. He pops Molly, sips lean, sometimes Henny. Rockin' kicks you never seen before. How many niggas is killed? Plenty. You don't care. You want it. You're
Oh,
wow. Okay.
That went so many places I didn't expect. What was that? What was that? Why did you subject me to that? Why did you do that to me personally?
You had to see it.
Did I?
If I had to see it, you had to see it.
I don't know about that.
So what we have learned is that she is a failed rapper and musician. But I just want to share something, and I'm not gonna reveal where this came from, but I just wanted to give you some insight. So there's some details I'm gonna leave out because it would identify who said this. Oh my God, I have to tell you that transphobic person Tish, blah, blah, blah. I was at a party with her, blah, blah, blah. A week or so later, I had a date with her. This is not a man talking to me, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, she was so full of herself and the industry that I never did another. She was super butch, and like many folks I've dated, I assumed she would eventually realize she was a trans dude, but I guess not.
Oh. Oh.
So what do we know about this class? There's a couple things going on here. I'm gonna try to be serious.
Okay. Circle back around.
We all saw what she looked like.
Yes.
And unfortunately, some of the loudest Black women transphobes are women who have been misgendered and deemed to be masculine, right? This is definitely, protection, self-defense and things like that. Being darker skinned, being muscular, being tall, having a deeper voice. These are all things that our society will code as masculine, and Black women have been subjected to these things, right? Like I said, if I was darker, I'd probably get it even more, and so the fact that, when I first saw her, I was like, oh, that's a dyke.
Oh.
I can say that because I eat pussy, so. But I was like, this is weird. But also a lot of queer folks, lesbians, gay dudes, and such are transphobic. Yeah. Right? There's a whole movement to remove the T from LGBTQ because they believe that trans people are holding them down and that they are wrong, right? There's these like with the white folks at the purity tests, right? And so we know that transphobia is there. And so there's definitely, there's clearly something going on with her that she's got a lot of struggles going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and she probably has, and she said that, like, right? She said that on Threads, and she said, I have been misgendered. I have been these things. And that's why I was just trying to be nice to her. I was like, we know that this is a thing. We see it with Just Hilarious. We see it with some of the other folks. Somebody had told me, I think Tamara had shared that, Sha'Carri Richardson had said some stuff, related to that, but it was deleted or whatever. And it's just like, look at Sha'Carri, very masculine, kind of what they consider masculine. See, I don't really lean into that, but very muscular, very, all those things. So that's a problem. Right. And so she's being rightfully dragged, but I want everybody to know that she's doing it to boost her career. And so you saw that she put that rap out. It was terrible. You saw that video, that little animated video. Dr. Holly was terrible, right?
It was terrible. It was objectively terrible. Yes.
Right. And so she's just trying to gain clout to boost her music career. Yeah. Which, failed miserably. Probably in part because one, she doesn't have talent, but two, because of how she looks, right? This is a colorist industry. This is a industry that will propel a woman that they deem high femme, usually light skin, maybe racially ambiguous, doesn't have to be able to sing worth a damn. But if she were those things, even with the lack of talent, she probably could have.
It'd give her a boost.
They'd have given her a boost. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point that out. Also, this hasn't been talked about as much, and I'd like it to be talked more about it. Indiana is going under some redistricting stuff, and I just want to share this really quickly. Indiana, this is from Capital B reporting in Gary, Indiana. Now, Gary, Indiana, home of Michael Jackson and the Jackson family. Something was in the water in Gary, Indiana, because it produced some really great people. So this is written by Calvin Davis. And a proposed 9-county congressional district would scatter the city's voting base into a broader rural region. And so this is important, right? So he's talking about how they're trying to change this congressional map, and it would dismantle Northwest Indiana's current district and disperse Gary's voting base across a sprawling rural-heavy region. Okay, so we know what that does. That is going to weaken the Black vote out there. And it's making it out. And then there's this chart that they included, right? So we look at Lake County is 24% Black, 50% white population, 20% Hispanic, and go on and so forth and things like that. But all counties, look at them, Dr. Hull, 97% white, 97% white, you know, all these majority white counties, they now want to redistrict so that all of that is included. And we have to be mindful of stuff like this happening across the country. Like we hear about California, we hear about, you know, Texas and things like that. But this also happening in places like Indiana. Is there any movement going on in Ohio? They're trying to do the same thing?
There has been talk in Ohio about redistricting. It's most of those states that were solidly red had that discussion this year. And it does speak to, you know, making sure that you get out in between the big voting years, because the people who push these agendas are often the ones who run, not when president's on the ballot, but in between. So doing what we can to advocate for, because this is straight up gerrymandering. They've admitted we couldn't win if we went by just the vote. We need to maintain some power. It's interesting how blatant they've been about this naked power grab.
Yeah, and I just want to shout out Calvin Davis. He goes under the calculation on Instagram and Threads. You can follow him along. He does a lot of reporting directly from there. He's in the State House. He's, you know, giving live updates. And that's a brother doing it, right? We got to support the brothers in journalism. There's so few that are allowed to do this work. So just shout out to him. Thank you for the work that you do. Trump with the birthright citizenship. Hold on. Where's the video that I had? Hold on. I'm ill prepared, folks. I am ill prepared.
She says that with a docket of 80 things. So juggling a lot over there.
I am juggling a lot.
Stage management and
I'm stage managing. I'm doing
that
everything
case
here.
Was meant for the
Okay,
babies.
so this is what he's talking about.
Because that case was meant for the babies of slaves. And if you look at the dates on the case, it was exactly having to do with the Civil War. That case was not meant for some rich person coming from another country, putting a foot in our country, and all of a sudden their whole family becomes, you know, United States citizens. That case is all about slaves, the babies of slaves. And it was a good reason for doing it. And that's all it was about. And people now are understanding it. It's been explained to them. And I think the court understands it too. That would be a devastating decision if we lose that case.
That court,
because our country cannot afford to house tens of millions of people that came in through birthright citizenship. When that happened, that was meant for the babies of slaves. And if you look at the exact dates that it was passed, it all had to do with the Civil War and the ending of the Civil War.
Okay. So, okay. It's interesting that he says that because his grandfather, Frederick Trump, was born in Germany, or what was the Kingdom of Bavaria. Okay. He is the patriarch of the Trump family. He had a whole lot of stuff going on. He got kicked out, and he stripped him of his citizenship and all kinds of stuff.
Ran to America for a second
ran
chance.
To America, denied that they were German,
like any good immigrants,
claimed that they were Swedish, you know, all this kind of stuff, right? But no, he came here from Germany and settled and dug in and was able to create a life for his future generations, of which Donald Trump is. So Donald Trump doesn't become president of the United States of America twice had his grandfather not been an immigrant who came here, and his own father, Fred Jr., benefit from birthright citizenship.
It's almost like America is a snake eating its own tail.
Okay, yes. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
You're Appalachian. I bet you've seen a snake eat its own tail.
I mean, I've seen snakes do things. Either way, it's the idea that so much of what we're built on, right? We're an immigrant nation, and yet the America has gotten so far that it is able to ignore the things that have made it great and try to legislate out these things. And you know, the hypocrisy runs so deep in most of what he's saying. It's funny. Somebody said that like he doesn't know what he's saying. He actually knows what he's saying. There's a reason he repeats himself so often.
Yeah.
His base loves it. Whereas, you know, relatively intelligent people are like, he's repeating the same absurd thing over and over again. His base hears that and it locks in their brain.
It's preacher talk, right?
Yeah.
It's preacher oration. Right? All the greatest orators repeat themselves. That's why Umar Johnson repeats himself. Dr. King repeated himself.
Right.
Malcolm X repeated himself.
Right.
Feminista Jones repeats herself. If I don't get a response from the group, which is rare, but I'll be like, I don't think y'all hear me.
Yeah.
And you say it again. You repeat yourself for impact, right? And that's how that goes.
So if he keeps hitting that slave button, it tells them, oh, so this is all a bit about slaves.
This must be true. Also, it shows that it makes him seem like he's really confident in what he's saying because he's repeating it. And that's also why it sinks in with the audiences. Right.
Even though he learned that thing yesterday. He learned the
he just learned it yesterday. Yeah.
He learned about the slave thing yesterday, but he's good at repeating it.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. He went on a little bit of a tear with a black woman again, of course. And let's just watch this really quickly.
You are an obnoxious.
Wait, let's go back here.
Admitted to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was
You're
up
the
to
most
Secretary Hexon.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, a terrible reporter. And it's always the same thing with you. I told you, whatever Pete Hegseth wants to do is okay.
On the side. Look at this. Okay, so once again, Donald Trump is engaging with misogynoir. He reserves his greatest vitriol for black women, but women, you know, in general, like he hates black women the most, then Asian women, then white women, right? And the black women seem to get the brunt of his ire. He really has an obsessive hatred with black women, Dr. Hall. Like it's what the young people say, it needs to be studied. Donald Trump's hatred for black women needs to be studied. It's ridiculous. And there's somebody in the chat talking about let's debate let me up. No.
No.
In the words of John Henry Clark, I only debate my equals. All others I educate. You are not my equal. I don't even know who you are, but I can tell from your avatar you are.
He's a Christian nationalist.
Nowhere near my equal.
You've been found by a Christian nationalist.
I don't talk to stupid people. I mean, if you're a Christian nationalist, it tells me that you're stupid. So why would I waste my time? But anyway, I'll let you stay. You can watch. If he gets weird in the chat, y'all let me know and I'll just block him. But you know, maybe he could learn from one of the greatest minds on the planet. So anyway, so we did that. Let's talk Diddy real quick. Then we're going to get into Jasmine Crockett, and then we're going to get into Project 2026, and then we will be done today, folks. Oh, I'm good on time. It's only 7:30. Good. We've gone longer than that. All right.
Yes.
So, Sean Combs.
Sean P. Diddy Combs. Sean P. Diddy Combs.
I just want the record to show.
Let the record show
that I have been on his ass for years.
Decade?
It's been more than a decade. So here's the thing. I'm not, like any other young Gen X, Xennial. Dr. Hall, what year were you born in?
1977.
You're Xennial. Yeah, we're gonna say we're gonna cut off the bicentennial babies because they're their own thing. That's 1976. So 1977. So about 1984. I'll even edge to 85. And give them a little bit different. 85 babies. We're watching Soul Train too, right? What was I about to say? Anyway, we grew up with Bad Boy era. Okay.
Bad Boy A, yes. Seminal.
Listen,
Couldn't go to
I
the club
was
with
in
that.
undergrad. Now, listen, I took a year off after high school. I was supposed to be 97 to 01. I ended up being 98 to 02, which
Okay.
is great. If you were anybody in the chat, if you were in college during those years, put a 1 in the chat because you know what it was like to be in college during the bad boy era, Rough Riders era, Cash Money, No Limit. These young people don't know what it's like to have
They
fun.
don't know.
First of all, they don't go outside. They don't do nothing.
They don't
But
dance.
can you
no more.
imagine Dr. Hall going to a party on campus
Can I imagine?
and you going?
I did it.
You did.
Yeah.
The preacher's kid was out there doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had shake your ass. Watch yourself.
Watch yourself.
We had.
Yeah. Stop. Drop.
Like, girl, you look good. Won't you back that ass up? We had. I don't know what they. I mean, it was song after song.
Thought I told you that we won't stop.
Like it was song after song. It was a time.
It was a time.
And this is right after when we were in high school. And Tupac was killed. Biggie was killed. For the kids like me, you know, the alt girlies, Kurt Cobain was killed.
Well, yeah.
River Phoenix died, you know, well, not killed, but you know what I mean. They died.
Yeah. They died, yeah.
And then 01, Aaliyah dies. 02, Left Eye dies. Listen, we had trauma.
We had a lot of trauma that time. A lot of fun, a lot of trauma. Highs and lows is what they would say.
Highs and lows.
Highs
which
and lows.
can, you know, cause dysregulation, right, Dr. Hall?
Yes, actually. The nervous system.
High school class of 99. Some of y'all was there. Y'all was there. So we lived this in real time. We lived, and a lot of people don't necessarily connect to what it's like to experience a celebrity of that caliber die and actually have it be meaningful to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because these men were so young.
It's very young. Like kids. They were
Not even close to 30.
No.
Neither one.
Neither one.
And that offers perspective. But that bad boy era, they created it hip-hop soul, right? They created this genre, hip-hop soul. Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Father MC. I mean, so many artists at the time were doing this hip-hop soul, and that emerges out of New Jack Swing, right? So Teddy New Jack Swing, he's making this hybrid of that 80s electronic sound, bringing in that funk, fusing in the hip-hop, and we get New Jack Swing.
Yes.
And from New Jack Swing, we get hip-hop soul, right?
Yes.
We're talking a time of like music creation. Like there's a lot going on. It's
so much going on
happening right now, right? Sean Combs was it at the time. Like we talked about Andre Harrell, but he kind of laid in the back because he wasn't a performer, right? He wasn't out there. Sean Combs came out on the scene as a background dancer, doing A&R back when they still did A&R. He was just all up in everything.
All up in the videos.
All up in the videos. He got the nickname Puffy because he was a hothead, right? So he's always had anger issues, and people knew that. Allegedly, he sexually assaulted a woman in Howard, and I believe that's why he was kicked out. If I recall, somebody fact check me, but I believe that's why he was kicked out of Howard, or he had to leave Howard. And so he had a history already from a very young age of being a rather angry, violent person, right? And so this documentary comes out and does a bit of exploring into his childhood things. Again, I knew all this shit. There was actually nothing in the documentary that I didn't know, right? But except for the videos of that he took of himself right before the trial, that was the only thing that I didn't know about Sean Combs. But you know, they try to understand how a person becomes this kind of monster. Doc, we always want to look into childhood trauma, right?
Yeah. It starts somewhere.
Right. And when we talk about like narcissism, for example, it's almost always connected to some kind of childhood trauma. Am I right?
Typically.
You sound tired, Dr. Hall. Would you
the
like
worst
to
is the
go?
worst. No, I'm good. We're good.
You sound like you're tired of me talking.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Put a 1 in the chat if he should stay, a 2 if he's too tired to stay here. We should just send him home. I'm trying to get your professional opinion on Sean Combs.
Yeah, I mean, I can't diagnose not knowing him personally, ethically, but I can say
just in general,
there is likely a significant amount of trauma that made Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Right. I mean,
He
because his
has
mama
been.
was a hoe.
Yeah.
And okay,
Father
so
was a hairdresser who sold drugs.
his mama was a lot like Aretha Franklin's parents, right? Aretha Franklin, everybody know, got pregnant when she was like 12. But she was also exposed to her parents and these orgies and these kind of house parties that they were having in the same way that Sean Combs was. And then we learn about R. Kelly and his early childhood sexual assault. Like there's a lot of that stuff that was going on with a lot of these people, right? And that tends to be why some people escape through creativity, through their art.
Right.
That's
and ambition. It often creates hyper ambition in them that they can't go back to. They need the safety and security of power.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And all you gotta do is look at Janice and know she was a wretched mother. Like, first of all, she can't get a wig right to save her life. All that money, your son is a billionaire, and you still are wearing plastic wigs out the beauty supply store.
Hey, she likes what she likes.
I don't understand. So you can't trust a woman like that to raise a son. Well, you can't. But anyway, so the documentary comes out and they start piecing these things together and start giving us a background and all stuff. Now, there's a lot of conversation because, 50 Cent is involved. 50 Cent, the rapper, is also a treacherously horrible human being.
Person. Yes.
Like absolutely horrible person.
Troll of a person. Yes.
He is one of the biggest trolls.
Biggest.
But it's also because he's just the asshole. Like I don't know. I mean, he was shot like 87 times and survived. And you know what? It's interesting because when Tupac got shot up, he also changed after that. Something about surviving being shot up by people does to you, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's traumatic to find yourself shot.
Right. It's traumatic. And so, 50 has kind of taken on this Teflon Don kind of thing ever since that happened. Can't nobody touch me. I survived being shot 9 times, including in the face. So he has done some really horrifying things over time. I think the worst things he did was he got a leaked sex tape of Rick Ross's child's mother and put it out and made a whole video about it and did it to mess with Rick Ross, right? So that's what patriarchy and misogyny does. They weaponize abuse of women to get to other men, right? Because men so often perform for other men by acquiring these women that one of the things they do is they will then leverage shaming the woman or using the woman to get to the men. And I think that that's a really interesting thread through this whole thing. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we got other stuff to talk about, but one thing that I have noticed and paid attention is that these men pass around the same women. And when I say pass around, I'm not removing the agency of the women, but I am identifying that there is a predatory nature to how these men in the industry tend to engage women. We look at someone like Aaliyah. Aaliyah was compromised and manipulated and preyed on and groomed at a very young age by a man who you could argue was stunted in his own development, whatever the situation is. He can't read, child sexual abuse, who knows what's going on. I'm not making any excuses. I'm just giving a full picture. And ends up illegally marrying him, but also that's the first person she has, sex with, or, he's assault, whatever the situation is, ends up in this really twisted situation as a teenager, right? She's already got a lot of trauma from that, trying to move on at a young age. Again, Aaliyah and I are the same age. Well, if she were alive, we would be the same age. Me, her, Brandy, Monica, Maya, all of them. We're all the same age.
All the same.
Ashanti, we're all the same age.
Yes.
Keisha Knight Pulliam. Okay, go on. Like we're all like literally. These are the people that I grew up with, right? Yeah. So Aaliyah then ends up kind of being passed around by Jay-Z, Dame Dash, this whole kind of situation where these grown ass men, old men
with power,
with money, with influence,
are
targeting this particular person. And you can't tell me it's not because of what they knew she went through with him. Right? So one thing that, in my experience and the work that I've done is that these predators tend to go after people they believe they can get away with this stuff with.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a young woman, like a teenager growing into a woman who they know what she had been through with one of their peers. Jay-Z made a whole damn album with R. Kelly after the video of him pissing on a 14-year-old.
Best of both worlds.
Like, that was, for me, that was it with Jay-Z, for me.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
We all saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when Wendy Williams talked about it and she was getting sick on the microphone.
Mm.
Like, I was there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this happens. So then you look at Sean Combs, they talk about him, and other people have talked about this. This is not news. Sean Combs goes after the women of the men that he holds in this weirdly high regard.
Yeah.
His baby mama, Sarah Chapman. Sarah Chapman was Kim Porter's, one of her best friends. Sarah Chapman got passed around too. Andre Harrell, Tupac Shakur, like, and then made the way to Diddy, like he does this. Ryan Leslie was grooming Cassie as a teenager. He got rid of Ryan Leslie, this up and come, like really popping producer at the time.
Yeah.
We ain't heard shit from Ryan Leslie since, but at the
No.
time, Ryan
was
Leslie was all over the radio waves. And then he's with Cassie, grooming Cassie. Diddy's like, you got to get out the way because I'm about to be the top producer and I'm going to take your chick. That's how these men work.
Yes.
Okay? Like, Tupac is rapping about, I fucked your wife. Like, this is the culture of this, right? And then I look at people like Drew Dixon, who came forward to talk about Russell Simmons, right? But she didn't only name Russell Simmons. She named AJ Freeman. I believe it was her who named AJ as like sexually harassing or assaulting her. L.A. Reid also, she said, sexually assaulted her. L.A. Reid from L.A. and Babyface created that Atlanta sound.
Love Face
Records. Like, all of them had to do this to her.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it? And then you look at Soleil Abrams, and then you look at Sherry Sharon, and it's like, first of all these women look the same. What do all the women that I've named have in common? Dr. Ha, they are light-skinned, right? Slim, kind of, demure and things like that. And so what I posted on Threads, Dr. Ha, I said that, the way that colorism works in all of this is basically that these men, a lot of whom, and we've talked about how I believe that so many Black men hate their mothers for making them Black, because of how the United States has, basically determined your status based on your mother, right? So a lot of Black men, unfortunately, hate their mothers for making them Black. And so when you see them going, first of all, after these white women, it's often in times too, because they want to lighten up their legacy. They don't want their children to have to go through the same things that they went through as Black people. So they have these biracial babies, right? They have these beige children and hopefully to give them a better life. But then the ones that don't want to go full white, they go for the ones that are as close to that as possible because of their own internalized anti-Blackness and self-loathing, right? But at the same time, colorism in our community often, and I don't like to toe that line of like reverse colorism or whatever, but I'm not going to deny that light-skinned Black women also face issues, and one of them being that you're pretty, therefore you're stupid. You're pretty, therefore I can, take advantage of you. And you're pretty because you're light-skinned, but also you're probably too stupid. You're not strong. You're weak. I can get away with whatever I want to get away with you. That happens too, right? And so when someone like a Drew Dixon comes forward, or Soleil Abrams, two incredibly brilliant and talented women, by the way, they get kind of dismissed as gold diggers. Cassie, dismissed as a gold digger. Cassie was a teenager
when she got in the industry.
When she got with Sean Combs. Like, she was like, he started when she was like a teenager. He's a grown ass goddamn man. Right? So it's also where the patriarchy comes in. And there's another couple that has a significant age gap and has a little bit of that, but we're not going to talk about it.
No.
Also light skinned, right?
The name has been mentioned, right? We said a name of one person, not the both.
So there's something
rampant.
there.
Rampant in the industry.
It is rampant in the industry. And so
it definitely was at that time. It probably is still, but definitely in the 90s. I mean, in the 90s, there wasn't even like. Oh
no, it's still rampant. Look at Lori Harvey.
Yeah, well.
Again, Lori Harvey, no shade on her. She can do what she want to do. Young woman doing what she want to do. But these niggas are passing her around. In their mind, they're passing her around.
Yeah.
And so the narrative often denies her agency, but they're passing her around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do they only choose like these one? They choose a few of them.
One at a time. Yeah.
Like, it's something I'm surprised that Sean didn't go after Lauren London, or maybe he did, and she was like, no. But Nipsey is one of the two people we've seen publicly shut him down.
Nipsey and J. Cole.
Well, Laura, I was thinking Lorianne Gibson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I heard that J. Cole beat him up. But, you know, I'm surprised he didn't go after Lauren London after Nipsey died, because that's what he does. So that was, you know, that was interesting. Maybe she was like, nah, you know. And somebody said, Katie said, what does J-Lo know? J-Lo was abused by Puffy, and she's alluded to that many times. She doesn't, I don't know if she signed an NDA or if she's scared or whatever, but she's alluded to it enough times that it's very clear that she suffered.
She also watched him shoot someone in the face. So
she watched him shoot someone in the face, and watched him force another man to do a 10-year bid for it. So when people, Dr. Ho, when people talk about allegedly, oh gosh, I forgot the banner. See, this is why you're not supposed to be a good co-host. You forgot.
Yeah, my bad. Allegedly.
But this is why it's really fascinating to me when people say things like, oh, why didn't they leave? Or why did nobody do anything? Do y'all understand the history of his violence?
It's deep.
And it's not just that he gets other people to do things. He's done it too. He shot a woman in the face. She said, Sean Combs shot me in the face. They're like, you sure? I know who I saw shoot me in the face.
Who really knows what happened?
He was hanging people off of balconies. He kidnapped a Capricorn. Capricorn is like, she was held hostage. Daniel Smith wrote this whole album about how he treated her because of Over the Vibe cover.
He blew up Kid Cudi's car. Yeah.
And now, allegedly, we can confirm, which I've always believed this, had Tupac and Biggie killed.
He might have been involved.
Now, y'all, and he weaponizes sexual violence against people.
Absolutely.
Too.
There's proof of that.
I mean, so many people have said this, right? The
male and female.
All these male and female, all these lawsuits, all the details, same MO. Same MO, right? Drugging people waking up, not knowing what happened. He uses it as a weapon. So again, why are we thinking that this is somebody that you can just easily just
walk away from?
Away. I mean, but then when she
significant power.
Right. And then when she did, he dragged her back and kicked her. And so that's why people ain't saying it. People are like, oh, you know, none of these niggas to come out. People mysteriously get sick and die when they're close to Diddy. Craig Mack is dead. Kim Porter is dead. Who was the other one? Heavy D is dead. Just want everybody to remember Heavy D was in that whole Uptown family too, and he died at a very young age. Yes, he did. Okay. There's a lot of people that turn up dead. Okay. Loon had to go to jail. Shine went to jail. I'm just saying. Loon's mama used to work for me.
G-Dep got dropped. Craig Mack got the hit.
He went crazy.
Yeah.
He went crazy. He went into whatever. So anyway, what my thoughts on the documentary, I do think that it was, for the most part, well done. There were some critiques I had. Teray was talking about, you know, how problematic it was for this one particular scene where they showed the clip of Biggie talking about how he was, you know, thinking somebody's going to kill him. And then they put it right before the whole March 9th thing or whatever. And people thought that was irresponsible. And I agree with Teray when he said this was done years ago. And we had all seen that already. So we knew that it wasn't related to that. Right. And so there was people that were like, he's lying. I was like, what are y'all talking about? Teray is saying, I did this interview. This is what happened. We were all there to see it. But you know, all these young people born after 1995 think they know every damn thing.
They don't know their history.
They don't know nothing. You couldn't even pee on your own when this happened. Like, what are you talking about? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there were some times where I was kind of like, again, because I knew all of this stuff. So there were some times I was kind of like, you playing a little bit here.
With the timeline.
You're playing a little bit with this with some of this stuff, and you're creating a particular narrative. But I also want, it is what it is. A lot of people needed to hear this stuff or whatever. I thought for me, it was important for the survivors and the victims to tell their story, because Capricorn Clark, one of the jurors was like, they didn't believe her because she was too emotional. Like, a man holds you hostage, kidnaps you, threatens your life, and you're not supposed to be emotional talking about it.
Right.
But that's also misogynoir, right? This idea that the strong Black woman, she's never supposed to show emotion. She's always supposed to be strong and not crack. And if she does, she must be lying, right?
Yeah.
So
Not
I'm
able to hold
clocking
space
that.
for emotions.
Right. I'm clocking that for what that is. And then just the whole thing, and like kind of talking to the jurors and things like that. It people needed to have a voice. They need to say what they had to say.
Yeah.
They left a lot out, but it is what it is.
Everything?
All
So many
documentaries
atrocities.
have an agenda.
Yes.
So, no, and I agree. And I think one of the things that the documentary just further exposed, and something that we've known for a long time is, and at least for me, everyday people should not be on juries. I'm sorry. No, you have to. I think that juries should be comprised of people who have some cursory knowledge of the law, who have studied law, things like that. They don't want people who have studied law, because then nobody would go to jail, right? So of course they bring it to the lay people, who in a couple of days are expected to understand the law, interpret it, and then decide the fate of someone's life based on a law that they just learned about yesterday.
In a largely illiterate country.
It's one of the, in a functionally illiterate country. That's what they expect to happen. And so for me, if I ever get a crime, and I tell Black people all the time, judge, never take a jury trial. Always take the judge. Like, I mean, I guess in the South and some other areas where that the judge is racist, that's a thing. But like, if the judge is racist in your area, it's a good chance that the people that are going to show up to jury duty are also going to be racist. So
yeah, they're going to choose amongst the racists.
Right. At least leave it to one that knows a little something about the law.
Right.
Like,
1 instead of 12.
Yeah, I would take that. Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's get into Jasmine Crockett.
Okay. We're doing this. Isn't this your favorite person?
What are your thoughts on Jasmine Crockett? I'm actually going to refill my drink.
Okay. We'll speak about Jasmine Crockett.
Just general thoughts. Give me your 45-second rundown.
I think she has come to the front because she is bright. She is articulate in that way that people could get behind her. She does bring up a lot of, she's quotable. And so in this TikTok age, it's good to have someone that is quotable. I do think she is fighting for what is right. I think, I think there is a lot of celebrity around her. I think, in that way of choosing people who you can work with, I believe she is among the people we can work with to get a certain agenda pushed. But also I'm a little concerned about her as a mouthpiece that people have pushed to the front in a way. And knowing that she is a Black woman, just announcing Senate has meant, a day of people trying to tear her down. And it's like, I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? So relatively reasonable, decent history.
Awesome.
Now you.
I've discussed her on the show before, right? But you know what? Let's get into what happens, today. Let's see what happened here. Let's share. Let me be stage manager. Let me share my screen. Okay, let's go back here.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Okay. What do we think about that? That's her official announcement that she is jumping into the race for senator representing the great state of Texas. She is up against Tallarico, who I've talked about on this show. They're both running for Senate. You know who's not in the race? We need Beto. Is that name Beto O'Rourke?
Beto O'Rourke's not in the race?
He's not in the race? I would love him to be in the race.
Yeah.
Then this
You
would
want to
be
see
fun.
that?
So
yeah, no. He took a knee.
So Jasmine Crockett is running for senator. And that was her introductory ad. And people love it. Dr. Ha.
I hadn't seen that.
Have these people not learned a goddamn thing?
No,
from
unfortunately, no.
The I'm not Trump strategy?
No.
Have they learned nothing from
No.
Kamala Harris's campaign?
No.
Do they not understand that that only works for white women who run for governor of New Jersey and Virginia?
No.
Somebody.
That doesn't play in Texas?
First of all, you know how. Oh God. Okay, where do I start? Let me
back up.
You are running for senator in Texas. Dr. Hall, Texas loves Donald Trump.
Loves with a capital L. They redistrict their state for him.
Why in the hell would your first ad be like using him in this kind of ridiculing way or highlighting the negative things that he said about you when the voters support that and agree with it? Oh my gosh. Who decided that?
Someone on our social media team.
Is this a DNC thing? Is this a I got a terrible campaign manager thing? Why did you do that?
She's the queen of clapbacks.
There was no clapback there.
No.
There was a black woman standing there allowing a white man to berate her and play it. And then she turns and looks and it's boom, I'm running for senator. Girl. So you basically laid a foundation that your campaign is rooted in this white man's misogyny and his misogynoir from the jump. That's the campaign you want to run? With all these sycophants online, oh, that was so witty. It was so, no, it wasn't. As a black woman, to define your political career and your positioning right now in this moment by what a white man says about you tells me you don't know shit about this. Now y'all know when I make these critiques, there's always that part of me that is like, I will defend black women against misogynoir, right? For those who don't know, misogynoir is a form of misogyny that specifically targets black women at the intersection of their race and their gender, coined by Machiavelli, right? How dare you allow this man's misogynoir to shape the foundation of your campaign? Who has that worked for?
I'm having a hard time figuring out who that's worked for.
Okay. So, of course, there's been chatter online. It's been a whole thing all day. And I just kind of been watching and, and things like that. You have people who are very excited. They want her to run. It's support black women. It's all that, right? Me, I love black women down. I hate American politics, though. So you're never going to get from me, a black no matter what kind of thing. No, absolutely not. Every single politician in this country is pretty much, on the take in some way. You have to be.
You have to compromise to get up that high. Yes.
order to be a politician, right? So we get that. We can control for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
She rose to popularity because of her mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
She is quick on the draw
Yes.
and always has some sharp, kind of thing to say, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Really got into the public eye when she talked about Martin
MTG.
Green
Mm-hmm.
and talking about her badly built, beach blonde, whatever something body, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that drew a lot of criticism, and I definitely critiqued this. In fact, Chad, I critiqued it to her face. So
Yeah.
I was working on I was working with this this political group, and we were kind of putting out political messaging and stuff like that. And so it was a lot of training. It was it's very similar to that group that came under fire. What was it, Chorus or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just they were getting these kind of people with large platforms who do political stuff to kind of like share our own thoughts about things. They weren't telling us what to post. It was like, here's the theme for the week. You kind of craft this narrative, et cetera, et cetera. And behind the scenes, we would have these meetings with different folks every week. We had to come and show, and she came to one of those. And so she was kind of talking, and everybody was really excited. And I was like, and nobody gonna ask her the damn question. I'll ask her the question. And everybody want to DM me. I'm so glad you asked her this. But I basically, because by then she had said that stuff about MTG. Oh, she said a butch body. That's what it was. Badly built, beach blonde, badly built butch body.
Butch body. Yes.
And so I said to her, I looked her dead in her face and I said, I am somebody who has had her body shamed. I am a queer woman. There are times I get super butch. If I take these earrings out and put my do-rag on, I'll turn into Michael. It's fine. But like I've, embodied these things. And I said to her that it's not a good idea for you to use that kind of like language. As a politician, you don't have to go to that, right? She also made commentary about Stormy Daniels being a porn star, and it was a sex worker shaming, thing. And then later on, we get the Hot Wheels thing, which Texans say, oh, that's what everybody calls him. That don't make it right. The man is in a wheelchair. You ain't got to call him hot. You don't have to do that. Here's the thing.
Such a thing as the high road.
You can take the high road, right? And I don't take the high road because I'm an Aries. I don't give a fuck, I punch you in the mouth. But I'm not a politician.
You're not
representing I'm not representing people. So people in your district, the state that you live in, are butches, have badly built bodies, or whatever that means, right? Fat shaming is crazy to me. They are in wheelchairs, right? They do sex work, but you have managed to shame all of these people. And so I got turned off a while back because I said to myself, I do not like when Black women take those positions because we end up doing the work of white supremacy for them, right? Yes. And then like the white liberals, they will rally behind it, right? Because it's a Black woman doing it.
Yeah. Neck twisting, finger snapping. Yep. Fits into the stereotype.
And after merchandising that, right? Because she had a whole website where she was selling merch off of that phrase after she'd been called in. And like I said, in that conversation, her response, and I don't remember it word for word, but I remember it being corny. And I remember her basically not answering my question and trying to make it say like, oh, I have friends in the LGBTQ community and they're okay with it. And I'm like, I don't ever do that.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. I have Black friends. Don't ever do that.
That doesn't work.
Because guess what? A lot of your queer friends could have internalized queer phobia too. Right? So I didn't like that answer, but I just said to her, I said, I'm saying to you, sis, in front of all these other people, there ain't nobody else in this room but us. I don't want you to do this. You don't have to do this. It's offensive. And you don't need to do that. And she's decided that she's going to continue to do that.
It does get her cachet.
It gets her cachet, right? And so Nina Turner, she said it would be good to see Representative Jasmine Crockett denounce AIPAC, her Democratic primary opponent has, and her doing so would send a message to the Democratic Party. Now she has, that's to be clear, everyone, she has not taken money from AIPAC. Like a lot of people are saying that. I don't like when people say that because there are enough people like Hakeem Jeffries, Richie Torres, Cory Booker, and others who are definitely funded by this pro-Israel
In their pocket.
In their pocket. But I want to share this video. A lot of people are talking about this
Intimating
video.
that it could attack Iran. Governor Walz started out tonight by repeating this refrain that Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel has just invaded Lebanon. Israel is now intimating that it could attack Iran. So shouldn't we be looking for a little more than just these platitudes about Israel having a right to defend itself? What is the limiting principle, especially when the U.S. is the one providing the armaments for Israel to wage these military campaigns, as you know, having voted for the National Security Supplemental back in April, which underwrote Israel's war effort?
Absolutely did vote for it. I voted for that along with every other supplemental that was available. And I will tell you this. It is important that people understand what diplomacy looks like. And it looks like the fact that this relationship between Israel and the United States has existed since before I was born. And guess what? This relationship will continue on in perpetuity even after I'm gone.
Congresswoman.
Okay. So that, what do you think about that, Dr. Hall?
Isn't it just like a good political answer? You just pass the buck. Somebody else will solve it. It's a non-answer. Good non-answer. Solid non-answer.
It's an interesting answer. It is definitely a politician's answer. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, slavery existed before me, and it's going to exist after me.
Hey, what can I do?
What can I do? I'm just going along with the way things are.
Hey.
Right?
Hey.
Separate but equal existed before me. It's probably going to exist after me.
I said the immigration issue existed before me.
The immigration thing has been a thing since the 1800s. It's going to be a thing after I go. I'm just.
What can I do?
Just going. What can I do?
Just one
you
person.
You could be like Cori Bush, Summer Green, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and not vote for this shit.
Or
was she aware that that was an option?
I mean,
was she too busy with all of this that she didn't realize that, hey, you didn't have to vote for this? And that's what folks are talking about, right? That when we talk about politics and we talk about preservation, self-preservation, career preservation, and what that matters, what that means, right? That was a career-preserving move.
It's politics, baby.
It's politics, baby. It is very much like Kamala Harris saying that it is not our right, it's not up to us to tell Israel how to fight their own war.
Except when we give them the guns and the
she said that, like
we arm them.
Kamala Harris said that.
Money to do it.
She was fully aware of what they were doing to the Palestinian people, and she played in our faces and said, "It's not for us to tell Israel how to fight their war." So I just want maybe somebody in the chat could tell me how this is any different from that. Because people are saying, well, she's never supported genocide. That vote was a support for genocide. And I need people to not gloss over that. Like, I get it. I get it. People are so thirsty for Black women's representation in this corrupt government. I get it. I don't agree with it. I actually hate it and despise it and find it to be absolutely ridiculous because that, to me, is misogynoir itself. How dare you assign Black women to lead this empire? When she just said herself, it was like that before me, it's going to be like that after me. So they understand fundamentally, Dr. Hall, that this is the way of it. But yet you all want to send Black women to be the leaders of this empire?
Captains of a sinking ship.
You want a Black woman to continue the genocide? You want a Black woman to continue deporting these people? Like, why do people act like Kamala Harris they call her the border czar. Like, why do they act like she couldn't do nothing about what Biden was doing with the border and with immigration? Why do people do that? So because on one hand, they'd be like, she was the vice president, she was everything, she was the job. But on the other hand, well, she was the vice president, she couldn't do nothing, she was weak, she didn't have no power. So what the hell was she doing there? What did that y'all saying she had no power? What was that representation for then? What I need someone to answer that for me. What did Kamala Harris being vice president do for anybody? Dr. Hall, you look tired. Would you like to go?
Crickets.
Would you like to go? You look tired.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Second time I had that, you look tired.
Do I look tired? I am a little tired, but I'm good.
Okay, because I feel like I'm doing this by myself.
You were talking. I was listening.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. See, guys, put a 1 in the chat to celebrate the fact that he's a man who listens.
Listening intently.
But you see like where I'm coming from with this, right?
Absolutely.
It's like people are allowed to critique you for this.
Yes, absolutely. You should hold your politicians to account. That's the point. That's their job. They work for the people. And I feel like we've gotten too far away from that, particularly in this binary system where it's so Democrat, Republican, good, bad, that it now becomes problematic to have any nuanced conversation about someone or to try to hold them account for these much larger issues. It's very much put that aside. We got to solve this, Trump problem. But it's like, no, we still should also be having active conversations about the issues that matter to us and that matter to the world.
Mm-hmm. And I want to share real quick, my good sis Jamel Hill, she said, so I already see the switch up with Jasmine Crockett. It reminds me of how when Kamala Harris was senator, people cheered her on because she was serving folks in congressional hearings. And that's real. Like, people really loved Kamala Harris back when she was Black.
Ma'am, I was taking a drink.
And then people switched up when she sought higher political office. Same is happening with Rep. Crockett now that she's running for senator. Y'all were amening her when she was verbally addressing people, and now she wants something bigger. Here comes the negativity. Now, I think that I love my good sis. I'm never disparage her because I love, I've spent time with her. She's awesome. She's worked with me on things. I think she's amazing. I do disagree with her in some regard. Now, here's the thing. The point about y'all love a Black woman when she is sassy and snapping back and she's your attack dog and she's being all this sister girl stuff. Y'all love the entertainment of that.
Makes me so happy to see it.
Yeah, like white people love that shit.
It reminds me of 90s sitcoms.
Right. Yes, it really does. And there's something there that they just really love when Black women are sassy.
Yes.
Right.
It's empowering.
It's empowering to them, right? And so it's interesting because Trump keeps saying that, she's low IQ, she doesn't have education. The white racists are saying, oh, she's stupid, she doesn't know anything. She went to a private high school, Mary Institute, St. Louis County Country Day School. Her undergrad was at Rhodes College. She got a BA in Business Administration, which may be a BS, but whatever. And then she got she went to law school. She went to the University of Houston Law School. Right. And she got her JD in 2006. She's been, she's had her JD for almost 20 years. She's not unintelligent. She's a smart woman. Kamala Harris is a smart woman.
Yes, very.
Obama, smart. These are smart women. You got to be actually to be able to even get to where you are, even as people will still try to negate, your education and your intelligence and things like that. Constantly. But Jasmine Crockett is also a Texas woman. Now, do not come for me, Texans.
I believe one of your favorite people is also from Texas.
Who's one of my favorite people?
Beyonce.
Is she one of my favorite people?
I mean, you've attended many a concert.
I like her music.
Okay.
That's as far as we go.
Oh, no.
Why'd you put me on the spot in case she's watching? She might be watching this.
She might be watching this? You've been to many a concert.
She's a billionaire. We're gonna eat her first because her ass looks juicy. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Texans.
But okay, right. Now Texas don't come for me. But listen.
Two for Dr. Hall. Oh no. I've been bounced.
Oh, they take it out?
Who's in the chat? Oh, no.
No, I'm not saying this because I'm from New York City. I'm not saying this on any kind of thing. But y'all know, y'all got certain ways of being that y'all they gonna kill me.
Are you about to disparage the largest state in the union? Like,
No.
Jesus.
See, talk about black folks. Listen, now, black folks, my southern black folks, I love y'all to death or whatever. But you know, there's a lot of things that y'all do take pride in, and being from the South, that some people may be like, that's not as advanced in some areas that we would like to be. And so I think what comes up with Jasmine Crockett. Oh, my thing just went away. Jasmine Crockett, and I just want to bring this up too because my homegirl, Cinnamon Love, adult actress, all-star adult actress, advocate for sex workers, feminist pornographer. She said this. Okay, I'm going to say something unpopular. I'm not a fan of Crockett. During the DNC, she used Stormy Daniels being a sex worker as a dig against Trump, while simultaneously ignoring the fact that her comments about him being a felon wouldn't have happened without the same woman she attempted to shame. I said this in the other places isn't new. I'm just not a fan of mean girls. Also, sex work is work. I hope all of you in Texas take her to task about age verification laws in your home state and the over-criminalization of Black and brown sex workers, especially those at the border. Don't let her meeting them on their level let you ignore the real work. Sex work is an immigration issue. Make her work for those votes, right? Now, that's important. That's an important part of this conversation, right? But the thing is, and I love y'all to death, but Jesus got y'all hating sex workers. Because first of all, you make up this narrative that, you know, Jesus hung out with prostitutes, and there's no evidence at all in the Bible that Jesus ever hung out with a single prostitute. You try to make Mary of Magdalene a prostitute, and then all it said was that she was unclean. And it say nothing about it. That woman could have had menopause, which they may have called, you know, whatever. I don't know. They did not say nothing about that woman being a sex worker. Okay, they said that she laid. They said talk about women laying with the Romans. So what, you fucking with the Romans? That don't mean you're a sex worker. You could just like to fuck a lot, right? So a lot of people have crafted this narrative, and this has been debunked so many times, but niggas don't read. But they make this narrative. Jesus hung out with prostitutes or whatever. What? Knock it off. But the Christian folk, especially Black Christian folk, are some of the most conservative.
Most conservative
they are in the country.
Republicans
right?
repeatedly fumble that ball, but like you gotta.
The racism gets in the way, because if you want to talk about conservative politics,
I mean, we were just talking about Tish earlier in this show. Like, Black people love some conservative values around sexuality, around fiscal
especially
policy,
around sexuality, right?
Around criminality. Like, we got some strong conservatisms,
right? And so this woman coming from Texas, right, who has, I mean, she clearly has a certain set of values because she keeps saying these kinds of things. She is fat phobic. She is a body shamer. She is queer phobic. She is ableist. She is anti-sex worker. Like, this is who she is.
She does not reflect on these things.
Right. And I don't understand why people are making excuses for that, other than the fact that they are too. And they see themselves in her. And when you critique her for these things that they find funny, they find witty, they agree with, then they take it as a personal attack on them. So, of course, they're defending her because they're defending themselves by proxy. And when I talk about, I'm not going to make this about us. This is about Black people being functionally illiterate and Black people being the most illiterate people in this country by design, of course, but you niggas can't read. I'm going to make it more about that because it's in the North too. It's everywhere. It's in the Midwest. It's everything. But then again, we all came from the goddamn South. So whatever. The bottom line is we hold a lot of ignorant views, limited views, views that are stunted because of we have not expanded our worldview. The same way that people keep going around saying Black women are the most educated demographic is the dumbest thing that you niggas are saying. And you're saying it because you can't read.
But it makes me feel good to think about.
You don't have statistical literacy because you don't have basic literacy. Only 1% of Black students at 8th grade can read beyond the level. 15% are proficient.
Mm.
85% of Black 8th graders cannot read at that level.
Those numbers hurt.
And it doesn't get better after that. You know why they stop looking? They look at 4th grade, they look at 8th grade, because after 8th grade,
The numbers
that's
suck.
it.
Numbers suck.
That's it.
Yeah.
Only 23% of Black women have a bachelor's degree. So, people always come back at me. Now it's 34%. I said, you stupid ass. It says between the ages of 25 and 34.
Mm.
That's not all Black women. Again, don't have statistical literacy. So for people that can't read, and the people who can't read statistics, and the people who have a limited worldview because they just don't know things.
Yeah.
They're gonna go along with this, Dr. Hall.
We get this very bright and articulate person. She sounds smart enough. And we need a win. Can we just
she's
take the win?
she's charismatic.
Love good charisma.
She is giving, this is my
She's
best
sharp.
friend, this is my auntie, this is my home. She reminds me
I'd,
of all the
I'd have a beer with her. Yeah.
Yes, I'd have a beer with her, whatever the situation is, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, y'all, but y'all need to think. And Dr. Hall, sometimes I get emotional and frustrated because I know this was done to my people.
Right.
We know this. You and I
Yes.
are in that 1%, right?
Yeah.
That's heavy.
It is.
I
There's a
often
reason.
feel survivor's remorse for
Yeah.
being smart.
It is part of the process. You have to learn to assuage that internal sense of, how did I make it this far when so many of my people fell along the way and didn't make it very far at all?
And coming out the gutter, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's I
Yeah.
come out the same gutter,
Yeah.
and yet here I am.
Right.
But I know that there's so many factors, generational factors, all kinds of
Mhm.
things that are in play that make it so that in 2025, the majority of the tens of millions of Black people in this country cannot read well. And so we align ourselves with these kind of, in some ways, demagogues, right? But
Hey, we love a good Baptist preacher with chemistry, right?
The preachers, we follow the preacher with the charismatic energy.
Yeah. The Creflo Dollars and whatnot.
Yes, he did. But we follow the people that make us feel like we're a part of something.
Yes.
And I think that's what Jasmine does very well.
Yes.
I wish we'd seen that from Harris, because one thing about Jasmine, she letting you know she's Black.
Mm-hmm.
At no point has Jasmine Crockett stepped away from being a Black woman.
There is that.
That woman talks about her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated.
She wears it.
We couldn't
Proud.
even get a ski weave from Kamala Harris. And remember, I said if she had leaned into that, if she had leaned to being Black, leaned into being Indian, leaned into being a woman, leaned into being a first gen, leaned into being raised by a single mom, she might have actually garnered the votes that she would have needed. No, she wouldn't. They still wouldn't have.
But what about the Democrat centrism? I mean, we gotta bring people to the middle, don't we? As a group, how is she going to do that and identify herself along these cultural lines? That just doesn't. What are you?
So Crockett's going to lose. We know this, right? I mean,
unfortunately, Senate's hard, and it's Texas.
She's going to lose bad.
Oh, and so we lose the seat in the House and in the Senate.
Well, she's up. Tallarico's running. Tallarico's running.
Okay.
They like him. He's a white Jesus guy. That's exactly what they need.
Yeah, that's what they like.
And like I said, my concern with him was him kind of leaning into the Jesus stuff quite a lot. And I know that he kind of does it to counter the Christian nationalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
He does kind of present it, well, you all say this, but this is really what Jesus said. But at the same time, when I watch him in hearings and things like that, the separation of church and state needs to be real. And if we learn anything from dystopian novels and any of these kinds of things,
in 2025,
the person who seems good, right, also has some corrupt stuff going on. And my concern with him is that the Jesus stuff is not a good look for us, just in general. Now it's a good look for the Texas Christian.
Hey, it is Texas.
And he is probably the one who could swing the votes. They're talking about her trying to swing Republican. Are y'all out your goddamn minds? No, I just want to be honest for a second. In what world does a neck rolling, baby hair slicking, tarantula wearing sister, and then, guys, that's not misogyny. Guys know I hate those damn eyelashes. I've been talking about them for years or whatever.
Yeah.
But where does a woman who presents so unapologetically as a Black woman
Mm-hmm.
win over Texas Republicans?
Texas, the state of Texas. The stars at night are big and bright.
Are y'all dumb?
Hopeful. It's optimism.
I said
Kamala
was never going to win. Everybody was like, "You're wrong. You're right." No, she was not going to win.
Colorblind optimism.
Dumb.
A little bit.
Y'all think she's going to win? You know what? I want her to win and shut me up. That's it.
There you go.
Because
there's quite a few people online who would love to see
Here's the thing. Black women in the Senate, first of all, Black people in the Senate, what has been like 12, 13 of them total in the history of the United States.
Few.
And so definitely need, we don't need, again, I say this stuff, y'all, but understand I hate this entire system and I don't want us being a part of it because it's corrupt. And I hate that Black people are actively participating in their own demise. Okay. I have to say that.
What choice do we have?
We have every choice.
We could burn it down.
Or whatever. We could burn it down. Thank you. You said
it.
Hey. I know you're the right person for this show.
Molotov's at 9.
We don't have to participate again. Cori Bush got pushed out, but she's coming back and running again. But she didn't have to vote for it. Summer Green ain't vote for none of this shit, not once. And she is quietly actually doing work. Because I asked somebody, I said, y'all, what bills has Jasmine Crockett passed? Okay, that's what I thought. Meanwhile, Summer Green over here.
She's been on some major oversight committees.
Summer Green is moving low and slow and not compromising nothing. But we this idea that, Black people have not really been represented in the Senate is important to consider, right? And I get why the people want the representation, but I just want to remind the representation matters, people, that we have a Black woman sitting on the Supreme Court right now. And what has that done? In the entire time that Ketanji Brown Jackson has been,
she's written some fire responses, some fire like
that mean absolutely nothing.
But fire, they've been fired. Like
and mean absolutely nothing.
Dissent.
And meanwhile, they're like, "That's nice."
Dissent with prejudice.
Sit down.
It's just me.
She's like fucking Franklin at the Thanksgiving.
Sit on the other side of the table.
You go sit over there.
It
means nothing.
Ultimately, someone wrote it down for posterity.
So what are we doing here? Like, what? I'm sorry. Every day I wake up, I'm like, what are you niggas on? Like, what are we talking about here? Representation does not matter in the sense of anything. It's a slap in the face.
She has
to force that woman to sit on that bench with 2 rapists, 2 sexual assailants.
Oh.
And you forcing this Black woman to sit next to them.
He likes beer.
And be able.
I like beer.
And Coca-Cola.
I drink beer.
Chat, we are not laughing about sexual assault.
No.
There's no dark humor on this.
No, not on this show. On this show?
No.
Huh. I like
beer.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
JD PhD in the chat. I'll bring the smart person to the chat. Yes, we know the dissents matter a lot.
They do.
They're
not fully empty. They don't change. They don't change immediate policy though. You gotta wait. You gotta wait till somebody dies.
The country's gonna be done.
You gotta wait till somebody dies because you know old boy ain't going nowhere. He didn't even talk for like 10 years. He like literally sat on the bench and said nothing.
All these young people on the bench, like, nah.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of which, let's go to Project 2026 and let's wrap.
2026, because they're still in it. They're still writing things.
An hour and a half in, so let's go. Let's go Project 2026.
We're not done with 2025. Isn't enough? You got to have an agenda for the next year.
Anyway, everybody, that is my good sis, Dr. Latoya Baldwin Clark, Esquire, JD PhD from Stanford, critical race theorist at
Shout out.
UCLA, right? UCLA, right? Yeah, I
Shout out Black
one of
Excellence.
these. Shut the hell up.
Black Girl Magic. Black Girl Magic.
No, I love. And no, she's smart. She's right. But also, you know how I am. I'm the ornery person.
Yeah.
You know. But let's just. All right, so we have this thing. Let me share my screen, Dr. Howe, because a lot of people were saying, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. So first of all, I just want to say, this says restoring America's promise, and this is what they've been talking about, kind of looking at, kind of 2026, what they want to kind of do. But notice it does say 2025 priorities, right? So they couldn't even fix the tag on that, but that's okay.
So it's saying it's 2025 priorities PDF, but it's 2026. Right. Somebody just an intern forgot to update the file name before we sent it out.
Pretty much, right. So they're saying over the next 2 years, we'll engage Washington to dismantle the deep state and in the states to restore the family, rebuild American institutions, and restore opportunity for all. We are committed to promoting human flourishing for all Americans and championing the policies that get us there. Heritage will advocate for America to protect its sovereignty, defend its borders, and defeat globalism. Okay. All right. So it's a clip. We know that y'all can't read. You're not going to read the 900 and whatever pages that we put out before. But let's just give you this, right? So the first thing, policy priority number 1, counter the CCP, right? Chinese Communist Party is the most persistent and consequential foreign threat facing the American people today. Dr. Hall, do you agree with that?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Are we shaping a particular narrative? We're bringing back communism as our enemy?
Yeah.
The Chinese, who actively own large swaths of America right now because we sold it to them because of commerce and capitalism, but they're the enemy? We're just called on that? Just straight up.
Yeah. So it's building a military to challenge the U.S., stealing American technology at an unprecedented rate, and hurting U.S. workers with predatory economic policies. I just want to point out to the chat, in case you all are not aware, China is so far advanced ahead of us with so much technology, their social technology, and how, all these things. Like they can talk about
they can buy and sell us.
Yeah, they literally could buy us. So they owned us. They kind of own us because they own our debt. They've been dumping our debt though. So that's why we're broke. But
we sold our supply chains to them. We globalized. They didn't come to us
China
and
already
say
controls the U.S. This is not
we gave it away, and now they're like, well, let's paint a narrative that they stole it from us. No, we sold it actively.
Somebody in chat said, "What's CCP?" Clearly, Community College of Philadelphia. Shout out to the Community College of Philadelphia.
Hey.
Y'all should have me. I'm not gonna say that. Just put that out there. Y'all should have me. But anyway, so Heritage will push for decoupling key supply chains and key sectors of the U.S. economy from China.
Crippling the economy. Let's just call that crippling.
So that's really what they're saying, that we're going to cripple the economy. And they keep saying it's an attack on American interests and values, right? And they want to develop a China-resistant economy. The thing is that Americans are not willing to work in sweatshops.
God, we've come so far. We don't want to do that anymore.
In order for us to divest, of our dependence on China, we have to find millions of Americans that are willing to work for less than minimum wage.
We have to exploit millions of Americans because the capitalist system is built on exploitation of labor. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. And guess what? These same Americans won't even go and pick fruit and vegetables. And that's why the crops were dying and rotting.
It's really hot out there. And
because
it's so much work.
Because they scared all the immigrants away.
They moved so fast.
American farmers had no workers. And a few of them tried to put their sons out there. And the sons was like, I quit, Dad.
Yep. I never want to be in the family business anyway. I'm out.
It's like, too damn bad.
We are not prepared. We are not prepared.
They are not picking no damn vegetables.
And we're definitely not like giving our kids to sweatshops to make your electronics. Like, no.
So this is not going to happen. But anyway, quick stat, Dr. Hall. Most Americans believe China's military expansion and aggressiveness is a direct threat to national security for America, 74%, and that China has been stealing American jobs and technology for decades, and it's time we stop depending on China. Dr. Hall, where's the citation on this?
What's the end? What's the end on that study?
Dr. Hall, what's the citation on this?
I'm looking at the document and I see 0 citations. Is it not even a
citation?
Not even a footnote? Not even a footnote?
It's not even.
You could have gave me. You could have gave me an endnote.
They didn't do MLA or Chicago.
Are there any comments in the document? I don't see any comments.
No, there are absolutely no comments in the document.
Okay, so just making up numbers.
But the fact is that people were voting on China has been stealing American jobs and technology for decades, and it's time we stop depending on China. Dr. Hall, please.
87%. So that means like what? Please. Like how many people are in the chat right now? That means that a good majority of your own chat believes China's stealing American jobs.
How many of you believe that China's stealing American jobs?
It have to statistically by those numbers.
Okay, Dr. Hall, here, number 2 priority.
One of us in this chat believes. One of us in this show believes China's stealing American jobs at that rate.
Dr. Hall, technically, you believe it.
I guess so. By default. And a quarter of you believes it.
That white lady in me.
Right. Wait. Yeah, October. Jeez.
Number two. All we can do is laugh at the fascism that we're about to incur because it's going to be climate change. We're done.
They're trying to destroy the planet.
Listen, it's that policy number 2. Eliminate regulation, inflation, and spending. Government spending, regulations, and inflations are a tax on all Americans, especially working families who struggle to make ends meet. Well, thanks, Trump. It's, we haven't had this kind of inflation since the 1970s when everything inflated after the war and everything stayed permanently. People always talk about, well, college used to be cheap and housing used to be cheap. All I need you all to do is go back and look at the economic trends and see that around the mid-70s, towards the end of the Vietnam War, everything began to skyrocket. Okay. And that's because there was a massive inflation that took place and we never came back down from that. And that's exactly what has been happening right since his first term. And then with COVID and everything like that, they're blaming Biden, but no, this is a Trump thing.
You could just use the guy before. In many ways, Biden was a benefit to Trump because he doesn't have to talk about his own policy now. He could say that guy who was in between ruined things that I ruined.
Ruined things, right? That's exactly what they do. So reforming environmental and energy regulations will result in more affordable electricity and transportation and attract manufacturing back to America. What they're saying here is we have to get rid of all the regulations that keep people safe.
In 2 decades?
Yeah, and so here's what's interesting is that they're saying this whole getting rid of regulations thing is because they say it takes too much time, it costs too much money, it slows down production, etc. But it does that to keep us safe. Now, here's the thing. Again, it's not smart. It's not smart policy.
We can make money.
But the money is not the issue because here's the thing. It's not smart policy. You get rid of the regulations that protect people and keep them safe. Then what ends up happening is people end up getting injured and they sue you for millions of dollars. So the money you thought you were saving, right? or the money that you thought you were generating is now going to go out being spent on people suing you because their hand got cut off. Because they didn't bother to check to make sure the screws were tightened.
If we get rid of the regulations, we have no liability to protect them whatsoever. We could just use them as fodder. That's the plan.
So
they
want to reduce this, and they keep talking, reduce the size and scope of the federal government, spend less of our money, and save us from falling off the fiscal cliff. The only reason why we're on the fiscal cliff right now is because all these foreign entities are starting to divest of the treasury bonds and all these other things. They don't want to work with us. They don't want to do anything because you've destroyed all the good economic favor that the United States has.
Also, we ran up $1 trillion in debt. We run up super debt. We're super debt 2025.
I thought Doge was supposed to be taking care of that.
I believe that's what they said. It was on a t-shirt or something.
Yeah. So priority 3, end the border and immigration chaos. Upholding the rule of law is paramount for a sovereign nation and orderly society. The American people deserve to live peacefully without the incursions of illegal aliens across the border. I don't even need to get into this. We understand fully that, that the Obama-Biden and the Biden-Harris administration did more to curb immigration and to deport people than either of Trump's
which is why he's fought so hard this year to
because he can't be
he's trying to reach those numbers.
he's trying to reach those numbers. He can't be bested by them, right? So that's all that.
Stephen Miller like wakes up every day hard
Every
to
day
solve that
thinks about
problem.
this.
Like
Yeah.
I gotta get those. I gotta beat that black man's numbers.
Stephen be on his phone like just watching videos like we gotta do it. We gotta do it today, bro. We gotta do it today.
Those stupid ASMR videos of them walking people on the planes and whatnot. That's what gets him up.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Him and his wife
But
watching
again, another quick stat. He said a majority of Americans, 64%, disapproved of the job President Biden and Congress did in addressing the border crisis and illegal immigration and believe we should reinstate previous successful Trump administration policies. 61%. Again, no citation.
No, I mean, who needs citation? I said a number. It sounds smart.
Ensure election integrity. The right to vote in free and fair elections is the most basic civil right Americans can have, and you can have confidence in election. Blah blah blah. They're back to this whole thing about restoring faith. No one has lost faith in the electoral process except for a few QAnon people. Everybody has been fine with things outside, outside of the whole voter suppression thing that was whatever. But they're saying requiring proof of U.S. citizenship to vote. I mean, come on. This kind of election fraud, this voting fraud does not happen. It simply does not happen.
Every time they've studied it, they found it doesn't exist.
In the chat, let us know how many of you support requiring photo IDs to vote. Put a 1 in the chat if you agreed it. If you do, get the hell out of my chat. But anyway, that's not true. Again, no citation. No citation. All right, number 5, expand education freedom. Anytime they talk about educational freedom, I'm just reminded that Liberty University is on the board of Project 2025, and Liberty University was founded by Jerry Falwell, who was about $2 million debt. And then he found a way to grift by creating an online education, online graduate program where he could convince people to take out massive student loans or a completely worthless degree. But that made him very rich. It got him out of debt. And they have made like millions and millions and millions of dollars since. They target Black people, they target military, they target women. And unfortunately, a lot of our fellow Black people have, succumbed to this or have been fallen prey to this, because if you apply for a PhD at Liberty, they accept you 2 weeks later, as long as you say that you believe in Jesus Christ as the key. So anyway, just got to remind them. So this whole the education is failing our children from the scourge of woke ideas like critical race theory. Oh, we have a critical race theorist in the chat. And radical gender ideology. I'm a radical gender ideology person. Okay, so hey, we're 2 for 2. To the lack of academic excellence and transparency. I mean, a lot of that lack of academic excellence comes from the proliferation of these for-profit schools that are training people and putting them in the classrooms, and these teachers can't teach. But anyway,
also taking funding from public school systems and
taking funding from public
school systems that do not have to take every student.
Unregulated charter schools, unregulated charter schools that kick out the struggling students so they can maintain their 100% college attendance rate, all that stuff, So they're saying that parents should be making the decisions about their children's education aligned with their values. However, the majority of American parents can't read beyond a 6th grade level, therefore should have zero input into any of this because they're too stupid. Heritage is focused on loosening Washington's grip on K-12 and higher education, right? So quick stats, only 36% of Americans have either a great deal or quite a lot of confidence in higher education, according to Gallup. We got a citation.
Yes, from an actual external source.
Yes.
Booyah.
APA style.
Booyah.
Now, there were about 40,000 Gallup polls in 2023, and we don't know
we got one that supports us. We don't know what the end on that study is, but one. Go back and check Gallup. They said it. What do you think about that?
7 out of 10 Americans believe K-12 education is on the wrong track. A full 3/4 of Americans support school choice in the form of education savings account. The supporting school choice, I probably do believe that because Americans are really ignorant about what school choice means and the devastating impact it has on public schools. All they think is I want to be able to choose where my kid goes to school, and that's
my kid should go to the best school.
And it's a whole other thing. But
And
okay,
get them away from these
so
darkies that we let into the public school system.
you know what? Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
it's too many of them.
That's also
They let
true.
them in.
Right. And they can't speak English, neither can we, but at least we're born
Ruined
here. Okay. So number 6, fight big tech abuses. American tech companies have been a source of amazing achievements for America, but in recent years, big tech has too often behaved as an enemy of the people, actively undermining American greatness. Dr. Hall, what the hell?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about here? How?
God, Elon was on stage with a chainsaw. What are we talking about?
They brought in Elon Musk.
All the tech guys were at the inauguration. What are we talking about?
Zuck.
Front row. Front row.
What are you talking about?
He just signed an executive order deregulating AI. Again,
They said they had brainwashed our children with perverted left-wing ideology, engaged in anti-competitive behavior that stifles innovation. You had the non-competing people sitting right there. They paid $1 million a seat to sit there.
They had
What are
dinner
you
with him
talking
just
about?
like a month ago. Yeah.
This is so ridiculous to me.
They did a whole circle jerk with him just like a month ago, didn't they? That was just like a month ago.
Which is okay. Most Americans, 82%, believe big tech companies have too much power over their platforms and have used it to expand their control of public debate and share our problem. Not a citation in sight. That means that 82% of the chat, y'all feel like that? Y'all believe that?
Yeah. I mean,
y'all believe that?
I do believe big tech.
Said this was made before the inauguration. I mean, we know that, but I'm just saying, it's just like this is what this is the contradictions that they hold, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're carving a narrative here.
Let's look at number 7. Put family first. Oh hell, here we go. Every child conceived deserves to be born to a married mother and father who will love, guide, and protect them throughout their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But family breakdown and rampant abortion tears at the soul of our country. They had to use soul, right? And saps it of strength and moral authority. So they're basically saying that America doesn't have a moral authority because of rampant abortion.
Yes, and these amoral families made of men and men and women and women and men and women and women. I don't know.
And unmarried people.
Yeah. Single moms ruining everything.
Now, what if it's a married mother and father and also another father and another mother because they're polyamorous?
What if it's Utah and it's married father, mother, 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 mother?
Whoa, you had to go there.
I'm just saying, we all act like
Big Love was a great show.
Hey,
Big Love might be my favorite show from HBO
and whatnot.
It's a fantastic show. Quick stat.
Moral fabric. We're not talking about those states. We're talking about
they're talking about restoring the nuclear family, which we know was born out of the industrial age, and the fact that they needed the workers to live closer to where they were working, and they built these tenement homes that did not have the size for the expanded extended families. We know that the nuclear family is a capitalist creation. We know that most racialized and colonized communities believe in multi-generational extended families living together in the home. So this is very much a white thing, right? But they're saying the majority of Americans limit supports on abortion, 50%, 6%. I actually believe that because a lot of people, they came up with this whole late-term abortion myth. And, a lot of people are like, well, yeah, no, I don't want a 32-weeker being aborted. Like, that doesn't ever happen, but okay, whatever. So there are people, I would actually believe that one, but still no citation. And this whole banning taxpayer funded for abortion. You know what, Dr. Hall, you know what I think they're getting these statistics from?
ChatGPT.
No. They went to a mega church and was just like, here, let's just
push a button.
Mega church.
Everybody log your phones into the QR code.
I think they went to a Texas mega church and was just like, here.
Definitely echo chamber numbers. These are definitely echo chamber numbers.
You can skip your tithes this week if you fill this out. Number 8.
We gotta send a bullet point to the president. Go ahead.
They keep talking about deep state, and the abuses of American civil liberties, restore excellence and efficiency in government operations. They tried that. Doge didn't work, so that was, they said it's more than 2 million employees working in federal agencies, not including military, whatever. So they're basically saying that's too much. Too many people got government jobs. Why do they say that, Dr. Hall? Because we know that government jobs have been one of the key pathways to the middle class for African Americans.
Too many brown people. What are you doing? You
particularly
got some nice white
African-American
people in
women.
those jobs.
Yeah,
Or just
particularly
put them all
African-American
together.
women. And we've already seen what has happened, right? They say the
Mhm.
number is now up to 600,000 Black women have been
Mhm.
pushed out of the workforce. And a good
Mhm.
number of that is through the government and the Doge slicing and things like that. Of course, they cut the Black women first. And so, that what that does is that cripples Black women's ability, their economic potential, especially if you are a single mother, right? And again, this is all tied in. If you make it so that women cannot earn a living, they will feel they have no choice but to rely on men, which will lead to an increase of marriage and restore men to their patriarchal leadership roles. And
number 7. It will get us back to number 7.
yeah, like that's really what they want. And so because Black women are leading as heads of household across all the women, we are the most likely to be head of household. We are the most likely to be single moms, or whatever single mom means to them. But by taking our jobs from us, then we kind of like, there's a lot of people who feel like they have no choice. Maybe we're dating a guy now. I feel like I got to marry him in order to survive. Right. So, and the thing is also, when you shack up, you increase the risk of pregnancy, and the more people having babies that they can't afford, the larger the exploitable labor force will be in the future. So that's also something pretty big. Deep state or whatever, we've done all that. Now, number 9, unleash American energy. The energy fuels human flourishing and is the foundation of a modern economy. Policies that limit oil and natural gas production, weaken America's domestic energy production and make it more costly, while requiring the use of solar and wind energy makes America dependent on China, raises electricity costs, and disproportionately harms poor people and farmers, and undermines America's economic growth. That is absolutely not true, Dr. Hall. What the hell are they talking about?
I mean, if you were using this to start your spec screenplay on how to destroy a nation before the dystopian uprising of a plucky young girl with a bow and arrow, I think we got a good start here.
The thing is that they want to make the private electric companies flourish. When you use solar, people who have put solar on their homes,
they try to get off the grid, and it sucks.
The electric bill goes down to like $2 a month. Not only that, people are getting subsidies from the companies to have the solar there because
all that independence. We don't need independence. We need them buying into a system.
Exactly. Exactly. So, they don't want you using your own well water. They want you to buy water. They want you to pay for water. Water is not free. The people understand that water is not free. Unless you have a well on your own property, like water is not free in this country. And that's like human beings need water to survive, right? Again, a reminder of the fundamental problem here.
I don't know. How much money do you have in your pocket right now?
How much money do I have?
How badly do you need this water? What are you going to do for it?
I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. Okay, anyway. All right, but here's the thing. They say a historic electricity scarcity crisis is looming on the horizon, and that is because of the data centers. They are sitting here talking about big tech, but big tech is building these data centers that are using up all of the electricity and destroying communities. People are having blackouts. They have their water is trickling. They don't even get water in their homes because of these data centers, which are largely being built in Black and brown communities and low-income communities. So when you're talking about electricity scarcity crisis, it's coming from the data centers. How about you don't build those? How about we let AI go? How about that, Dr. Hall?
No, but we need it. It's smarter than us.
Is it?
I was told. it was going to solve all our problems. So we need to give it $1 trillion, and it will only make us like a couple billion. But like eventually, I mean, just like give me like a couple $1 trillion to build a data center. I promise you it'll pay off. This is not a bubble. This is gonna be worth it if we just build this huge subsidized thing in neighborhoods, poison the water. Like, people really need to organize their list.
This is what they've always done with technology. They always poison our communities. They always do. And that's just they don't
Doing,
care.
Lydia?
They have made it very clear they do not care. And we care, but they do not care. And we don't have the money to take them down, right? But this point here is good. We become dependent on utilities, therefore they can control us, they can shut the power off now. Exactly. I've been saying this for the longest time. People seem to think that they can't shut down the internet. Other countries, when they don't like what the people are saying online, when they get a little too out of pocket, they shut the internet off.
I mean, they've done a very good job of siloing us on the internet. So we're just talking amongst ourselves anyway.
Yeah, like they can shut all of this down at any moment. They'd be like, oh, there's a blackout.
They just shut us out of each other. So we're no longer talking to each other.
That's real. And they'd be like, oh, there's a blackout in the Northeast. You don't say.
I mean, you didn't need to know what was going on.
You're supposed to automatically just believe that just randomly happened. Like, shut the hell up. They've been testing this stuff for a long time. They can shut us down if they want to.
I think they've done a much better job on the internet. That's like the reason that you and I could be having this conversation over here. Another group could be having their conversation over there. We're like so separated. That's why like a lot of people don't even believe, like those of us who've been exposed, we're like, man, ICE is doing some really messed up stuff. And they're like, no, they're only doing the right things. They could write things like the 2025 project that is built for a particular worldview that the people within their circles who get their steady diet of their news are like, yeah, this sounds reasonable. The Mexicans are coming across the border and trying to take our jobs. But like, we all know, like, no, they're like actively harassing people and we should probably stop that. So the silos are a perfect way that they've used big tech, once again, as an authoritative group to make us think we're still plugged in, but in reality, disconnected.
Wow. And I think that's where we'll end.
Hey,
that was really profound, as ChatGPT would say.
I'd be having my moments.
You do. You do. Chat, we've been here for 2 hours and my butt hurts. So I really appreciate you all staying here. Dr. Hall, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you again in the future. I really appreciate you.
Hung out for the whole show this time.
You sure did. All right. Well, why don't you go home and get some rest?
I'm going to do that.
All right. Bye. Folks, for the last couple of weeks, I have not been in the best health. And, you know, I'm managing, right? I'm uninsured. So I have a condition that requires routine blood transfusions and iron infusion and things like that. And I can't get those because I can't afford them because I'm uninsured, right? So it's been coming to a head a bit. And so I've been pretty sick. And I, be fighting my way through things. And I really appreciate, the support and the patience that you all have had as I have not been able to show up sometimes on my regular, like Friday night, I couldn't come. I wanted to do it again on Sunday. Sunday was also a bad day. So, I do the best that I can. I'm always trying to be here when I can with you all. And I appreciate your continued support. I'm just kind of trying maybe this winter break to take it easy a bit. I do have a trip coming up, finally taking a little bit of a break to myself in early January to just really rest and restore. And this year has been a lot for me. It's been very heavy. I've joked and said this has been the worst year of my life in so many ways, right? But I'm here and I've survived it. And, the love that you all pour into me, the support you all given to me, some of you have been rocking with me for nearly 2 decades. And I appreciate that. Some of you are very new to me and I welcome you here. It's all love. And we've been building this community here. And I love you all. I do. Like I say that at the end of every show, but I do. I love you because you exist. I love you as a human being. We don't have to agree on everything. I may have views that may be weird to you. Or like, what is she talking about? That's okay. I'm still a human being. And that's how I treat everybody. It's like, I don't have to agree with you or whatever, but like, you're a human being. And I love you for existing. I love that you're committed to being your best self. As long as you tell me you're being your best self and you're doing that, then I love you. I love you with the love of my ancestors. I love you with the love of all of our ancestors, all the people who fought to get us to this place right now where we could come together in this space and build and create community with each other. I love you with the love of liberation. We have to believe that we will win, right? I tell you all the time, wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, we will win. I believe that we will win. Before you go to bed at night, let that be the last thing you say before you drift off to sleep. We will win. I believe that we will win. We don't keep showing up if we don't have some belief. Like, I mean, we joke a lot about it's like, oh, that's not going to happen. Like, Jasmine Crockett ain't going to dance MC, right? But if she does, right? Like, you want to believe, right? And that's what gets us up, and that's what gets us moving, and that's what gets us. And we keep going, and so we have to keep going. But if there is anybody who is like, I can't keep going, just know that I love you. And I know that there's people on the other side waiting to embrace you. And I know that's not encouraging anything, but it's just an understanding and an empathy that oftentimes a lot of people don't receive. A lot of people are in pain. A lot of people are struggling and suffering. And who are we to demand that these people continue on to live in pain when they have no one and they have nothing, right? But we're here. If you need us, we're here. There's so many people in the chat that show up all the time. They have shared their social media accounts on Threads, Instagram, wherever it is. Connect with people. Follow a few new people today. You know, let's continue to. I see that every time I feel like I do a show, I go and I see you all talking to each other on Threads, and I like to think that I brought you together. We're going to continue to grow this. Please let everybody know that we are here. You can share this. I don't know if you noticed, I'm starting to do more shorts. I'm starting to do some clips and stuff. So yeah, just share the clips with people. Let them know that we're here. If you want to support me financially, you can. I have a CashApp, FemJones. I have Venmo, FemJones. My PayPal is contact@feministajones.com. You could do that. Or you can go and buy merch from my site. I should probably put the banner up. I'm really bad at this stuff, guys. But I do have a merch store. I do sell things. I appreciate you all so very much. My merch profits pay for my son's college tuition, which is really awesome. Thank you so much for supporting it. I do have holiday stuff. A lot of it will, if you order now, you'll get it in time. I've got greeting cards, wrapping paper, all that fun stuff, and really good gifts to give to your friends and family. That support helps me a lot. You can subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/FeministaJones. I have had some of the most consistent supporters over the years. And honestly, $1 a month is 25 cents a week. $5 a month is $1.25 a week. If you can spare that. And I know sometimes people have lost their jobs and they've had to pause their memberships. No worries from me. But if you can support that, that is also really consistent. That helps me keep a roof over my head and, and those kinds of things. So I just appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in for Political Theater once again. And I will see you all next time.